My Setup episode number 256, recorded live on August 9, 2017. My name's Matt Philly. You can find me on Twitter. I'm Matt Philly. That's producer Tom, Matt Thomas Philly on Twitter. How you doing today?
Representing the Giants. I'm doing great.
Big Blue.
Fantastic, baby.
This is our second time doing it, so it's like doing the same thing as last time, but Big Blue, let's get it this season. Anyways, first set of the day, submitted by Max. He's 12. He got most of the stuff from Christmas, and he hopes to upgrade in the future.
I know what you're going to say. I know it.
Okay, let's hear it.
You don't like the wall.
I was going to say, I don't even know what I'm going to say, so I'd rather you just take the mic.
No, I'm just saying, you probably won't like the wall.
I actually don't hate it.
Oh. Really?
For once. I hate everything else about the room, though.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, like, honestly, normally I would be like, oh, that wall's kind of stupid. Like, I mean, I don't really grasp why it says city and all that, but, I mean, it is cool. And it would work well with the setup, but I think the setup's got more issues than the wall, you know?
I feel like if there's one, it wasn't too many colors on the desk and around the desk and all that, the wall would be okay. But I feel like with the combination of both, neither works. Yeah,
I mean, there's just a lot going on in my mind right now. I think that left monitor is one thing that really triggered me right off the bat. What are you doing? Whoa,
no,
whoa.
it was stuck or whatever. It's not letting me zoom in.
Oh yeah, I tried to do that on my computer today and it didn't work.
Yeah, it's not letting me zoom in.
You have to double click.
Yeah, I guess so.
So yeah, that's annoying. But yeah, with this, the first thing I felt was not even related to the wall. It was that left monitor, and I was like, if he just did not have that monitor, it would have looked way better. Because now I'm thinking about usability, and I'm like, who in their right mind is like, yeah, this is the best spot. This goes well, works well. Plus, I mean, someone already said in the chat for me, but bezels, better than your mom. But, I mean, really, just everything on the desk is absolutely cluttered. The speakers are having a hard time. You know, the right one's fine. The left one's kind of like, I think I should stand right here. You know, I just feel like there's overload, way too much shit. The red desk is just blowing my mind right now. Which it could work, but then you have all this blue, and which I guess works with the graffiti, but I don't know. I don't know. It's just very overwhelming, very cramped. I think if it was like way more clean cut, straight to the point, in terms of what's on the desk, it would look a little bit better. But I agree with a lot of people in the chat. Like, you can walk in here and just be like, seizure, you know?
Sure, yeah.
Like, that's just...
Did he edit the photo? Because, like, doesn't that look a little weird? Like, right.
No, that's sometimes... I mean, that does look like, you know, the Photoshop brush, and he just...
Yeah.
It does kind of look like he cut around... Oh, my God. Did he cut around that? Zoom into, like, the X... Oh, you can't really zoom. Well, yeah, if you double-click... Yeah, and... Oh, they really got rid of the zoom feature on that.
Yeah, it's not working.
Oh, fuck you, Microsoft. Anyways,
but, like, the wall looks like...
Go over by the Xbox.
Yeah.
I wish you could see this. The speaker and the Xbox,
oh,
and even,
see it. Yeah,
even the controller is cut off. My dude used Photoshop. I don't think that is the camera. I think how it looks on the right side is way more realistic. Yeah. The left side, though, I can see, like on my computer, I can zoom in.
Yeah, the controller looks fake for some apparent reason.
I see the jagged edges. My dude took the lasso tool and just... And you can see it. Why would you do that to add a little bit of... Oh, my God. John Paul. Oh, God. I'm having a hard time fully grasping this, and you can't tell me that's not the case. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. I'm sorry, you need to learn how to use Photoshop. That's a real issue.
Yeah, you got busted.
Yeah, you know, I'm going to go into the score sheet right now. I'm going to take a score from a 64 to 10. I'm actually going to do that. I don't even care.
He was so excited to be on today's episode.
Was he?
Yeah.
Well, you learn from your life. Okay, anyways, which, by the way, looking at that photo, Tom, wouldn't you think we would be able to see like a huge glowing orb of light from the left side?
Yeah, it's like a white light.
Because that's right up against the...
We caught him. That's all that matters.
All I want to say, buddy, future reference, you gotta stay true to yourself. You know?
Don't let the haters block you out.
Yeah, you would have gotten like a 60-something, you know? Why do you gotta be like that? Anyways, next setup submitted by Tommy 13. He really likes Star Wars and has a YouTube channel called Moza Gaming, or Maza, I don't know. He's allowed to drill holes in... Oh, he's not allowed to drill holes in the goddamn wall! all. That was all capitals.
Yeah.
He's also on a very tight budget because when you're 13, why aren't you? You know, that's just life. Now, I just want to let you guys know, if you are playing the Pimp My Setup drinking game, you are about to overdose because, I mean, this is almost just the worst wallpaper you'll ever see. In the beginning, it was so dope when this wallpaper came out. It was like, oh my god, it's so cool. And then people started to do this. The same thing. I would give him props saying that he didn't put them both facing the same direction. At least he did the flip, because normally when they don't do the flip, I want to just take my hand and
They're
punch
like brothers.
it through the screen.
They're like staring at each other.
Yeah,
What's
like,
up,
hi.
fam?
But yeah, if you're playing the drinking game, then yes, this is a big issue because that wallpaper is a shot. So those two shots right there. Star Wars theme is also a shot, so it's another shot right there. At least he didn't say he was a graphic designer.
That would have been another shot.
That would have been 5 shots right there. But here's the thing. There's more issues, you know. First, the speakers, which, sure, they're water speakers, but the right one is just doing its own thing right now, looking the other direction. It's like, I'm not talking to you. I'm so mad.
I'm playing music over here.
Yeah, I'm not doing it for you. I think the left one's doing that as well. We don't have full confirmation there.
Yeah.
It's cool you have a controller stand, but for once, somebody that actually has a controller stand, really, you don't have room for it.
Yeah, you could have put it underneath, like where
somewhere else.
Is, whatever.
Which that also sucks for having your console there, but that's life. The biggest issue, though, and one that's driving me crazy, and everyone in the chat, the computer being down below. That's the worst spot ever. And the reason I say that is because you have room to the right. Obviously, the left is your door, but to the right, you can put it over there, and all of a sudden, you have this thing called leg room. It's magnificent. I highly recommend it. I'm sure Tom would agree with that. And
yes. I mean, what is that off to the right? Is it like a bag or something like that?
Probably like a body bag for when he's doing work.
Sure, yeah. I would definitely move that then.
But looking at the first photo, Tom, what are your thoughts here?
You know what? It's kind of weird how he has the canvas posters like directly above each monitor, and they're not the same size, so it kind of looks off. And then he has another poster that's above the right one. It just seems like the wall space is underutilized and just weirdly placed. I would figure out a different way on how to do that. Yeah. The mouse pad, always get an extended mouse pad. That'd be great. But yeah, I mean, it's a pretty simple setup otherwise. Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't want to like be a huge dick. Obviously, the Star Wars thing is a joke, but you know, you do have Darth Vader there, which is cool, and blah 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 blah. But for the most part, you're 13, man. You'll get there. You'll do more and more. You said you're on a tight budget, although your setup doesn't really reflect that. Yeah, because there's kids in Africa literally eating dirt. But you know, would eat that computer.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's really all I have to say about that. Next setup, I guess I'm going to say this right, submitted by Joonas.
You know, he confused the hell out of me because like his name in his actual email is like Jones or something like that, but then like his actual name in the email was Joonas.
So he's going through like identity
it's something weird, but I think it was Joonas.
Yeah, well, that's interesting. 18 years old, interested in tech and gaming, plays mostly Counter-Strike. Thinking about getting an overhead monitor and getting rid of the second monitor. Technically, couldn't you just take the second monitor and make it over? You know, I'm just throwing things out there. I don't really fully understand what people are saying in this world, but you know, I have so many issues with this. And Joonas, I just
call him Joe for sure.
I really just want to get in the mind of one of these people that submit. First off, if you've ever seen the damn show, you should really know what I'm going to talk about right off the bat. And the fact that your right speaker is playing hide and seek is really driving me insane. And it's not like there's some little shitty cube speakers or some little water speakers. They're pretty nice studio monitors. And I mean, granted, you shouldn't have gotten these for a desk this size, especially if you want to use 2 monitors. You know it's not going to work, but he did it, and that's what happens. So that's your own fault. But even worse is not just the speakers, but the fact that he has the TV off to the right, but the TV is running off of his computer, but the TV isn't usable at all from his setup. So I'm assuming that's his bed that we're seeing in the very little corner, which I don't think even shows up on stream.
No, it doesn't.
It's like a little blue blanket. I guess maybe when he lays on his side, he uses that at night, and that's what that is. But that just seems very... I don't know. You know,
he probably doesn't use it unless he's at his bed. That's what I would guess.
It just seems like crazy to me. Oh, wow. Someone pointed out the space bar on that keyboard.
Oh, my God.
Ew, that's like... That's a weird keyboard layout, but I'm sure it's a Theathco thing. You know, what do I know?
Smaller space bar is easier to play with.
It's more effective. I don't need a lot of space for the space bar.
It's long enough as it is.
But, you know, underneath, I also didn't like that the subwoofer is there. That's not really the most proper spot for it. Not the end of the world, because your right speaker isn't even in the game, so just let that be. But for my personal preference, you know, I don't think your cable management is something that I really be like, ooh, come to my house to cable manage my setup. It's more of just like you're lucky you have that shelf kind of thing, and you just laid it there. So all right, it's fine. It's cool. It's whatever. I mean, obviously the garbage can is fucking disgusting. But what do you think for a theme?
I like the banners and all that, but they're being blocked for the most part, and it just seems like there's a better spot to put that. The right wall looks super cool. Like, I don't know what design. It's got like trees and stuff like that. It's super cool, but theme is not really there. It's just 3 banners and that's it. Calls it a day.
Plus, doesn't it trigger anyone else that it's gray, red?
Yeah, I was gonna say something about that too.
I'm like over here, like, fucking change it, man, change it. But I don't know if the middle one's longer, and maybe that's why. But
no, they're all the same size. Why would they be different sizes?
Because winter is coming, Tom. God damn it!
Game of Thrones like being different.
Let's just pretend like we love watching Game of Thrones. I've never even seen Game of Thrones.
I want Targaryen to win it.
Yeah, I want the small guy. Is that Targaryen?
I don't know.
Yeah, the midget. All right, anyways.
So much hate. Dislikes on the video.
Next, setup submitted by Sam. He's 23. He's from the good old state of Arkansas. I've never heard anyone say it's a good state, but you know, whatever. Currently a senior in college studying computer science, working part-time in IT. He said it's far from perfect, but it's improved substantially since he started watching. Yeah, I think it's great. I actually think for once I could actually sit back and be like, this guy's not stupid. He's just, working with what he's got, and it's cool. It's nice. The one thing I wasn't like a huge fan of was putting the cable lounge box on top of the subwoofer.
Yeah.
Because you look under his desk and there's like all this open area. He's like, you go on top of that, mate. I think maybe the issue.
I'm from Arkansas, mate.
I'm from Arkansas. This is how we talk. Maybe what he was trying to do was elevate it so that coming out of the outlet, it didn't have to like go across the floor.
That's actually true. Yeah, it's probably not long enough.
Yeah, maybe that's part of the story. But you know, you do what you gotta do, dog. But I do like that you have like your raceway and stuff going through, and it works. And very interesting cable ties, Velcro. Oh, is that monoprice?
That's gonna do it.
I try to. That's gonna do it. I usually try to avoid colorful Velcro, but.
It's cable management. I mean, as long as you don't really see it properly, I guess you do still see it.
Well, no, like, as long as we can see the cables, but they're managed, it's fine. Like, I'm not giving you shit for your cable management. No. I just prefer when it's, like, black Velcro.
Black on black.
But, yeah, black on black on black.
Slate black.
You know, I look at the setup, though, and I really do like what you're going for the most part. You know, the fake plan I'd advise against that. You know, I'm just being a dick.
Because you don't have any other thing green in your setup. So, like, plants really don't work with it.
What I was going to say, though, about the cable management is obviously everything on the desk. You know, first off, I've actually never seen someone plug something into their monitor. Like, for some reason, it's so trippy to me. I don't... Hey, you do what you got to do. But I just think like the cables from the speakers and all that is really my only complaint. I love the way the PC looks. I love just the simplicity of it. I don't like the left cable obviously going up, but I'm sure that's your Ethernet cord, and that's just kind of like how the cookie crumbles, you know. But theme's not really there for me, and I think that was the biggest issue, you know.
Yeah, he did some updates and like really didn't change theme at all. He still had that canvas poster. I think he had a different canvas poster, but I could be wrong. But yeah, theme is definitely lacking. Yeah, just a little bit.
But yeah, it's a good setup though. It's way better than the other one. So kudos to you, good sir, and good luck in college. Ready for the next setup?
Let's do it.
Oliver, 16. This was set up when he was on episode 154. He said that Matt had some good ideas, obviously, before you watch my goddamn show. Anyways, he built a PC for some very casual gaming and moved his laptop to a smaller desk on the other side of the room. This is what a setup looked like. Let's see it now. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm not going to lie. If Tom goes back to the previous photo, all he did was get a PC, put up some canvas art, and add some shit to the left, and that's that.
I mean, definitely.
That's pretty good.
I mean,
No, it's cool. It is cool. And if you go to the third photo, yeah, this is like the before after. You should have put this as the first photo, so we're like,
yeah, true,
but you failed, so you lost your
whatever.
job.
I added that old photo before because I had to find it.
Oh yeah. So it is a pretty good setup. I do like it. I think it's very like, don't take the wrong idea from this. He got a great score. He's first place. Blah blah blah. My God, it's just like it's so hard now to have a setup that's not so similar, I guess, to everybody else, because everybody goes to IKEA and they're all jacking each other off at IKEA like, oh, good. Like, oh, the Alex Riser. Something about the Alex Riser lately has been like pissing me off. I don't know what it is. It's just like the way some people use it. But for once, I can say that's a great use of
I think because you've gone
Riser.
through so many setups, seeing the same stuff again and again, the casual person be like, oh my God, this setup is so
They're like,
sick.
oh my God, you see the use of that countertop. Ooh. I don't know what the fuck that was. But yeah, I mean, I love that case because that's the case I got, homie. We're best friends now. I always love the ultra wides. Not a huge fan of when people use those like little pulse speakers, but I guess if you don't really care, that's a thing. Plus, you have these other speakers, so I don't know why you.
I like how it kind of matches like the LEDs in the wallpaper. Kind of like blends in,
Maybe what he was doing with the speakers just to have that as like an LED thing more than anything. Because if he's actually using it as a speaker, I'd be like, well,
yeah, he probably just takes it on the go. It's like a portable speaker, whatever.
Yeah,
whatever.
And then Bones was saying in chat, how do you open up the drawers of the Alex Riser? Yeah, I guess you have to just move your mouse and whatever. Plus, that's the one thing, like the way that the opening of the riser is compared to the keyboard, it makes the keyboard look like so weird because it could like just slide in there. But I guess that's nice if you want to eat some food. You're just like, and then
that's something I would want.
Chipotle.
Chipotle.
This episode is sponsored by. But no, I really do. I think it's cool. He's got his Root Master Mag 220. I'm gonna pretend like I know what that is.
Yep.
I'm sure my dad would like that. Which I actually think it's cool that you have the 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that a bass or a guitar?
That's a bass.
A slap of a bass? Or that's a guitar? No, that's a bass.
Bass, yeah.
No, that's a guitar. That's the bass.
It's a guitar.
I don't fucking know.
Guitar bass.
I think it's a guitar because it has like 6 strings, but I can't count either. So I don't know. You know what I know? I don't know. It's a bass. That's what I was saying. Stop, guys. Jeez. But seriously, this is really, really cool. Theme though is still just I don't really feel a theme. I feel like the rest of your room has more of a.
So what does he add to his actual setup? Are you critiquing just his setup theme? Because
I would probably just set the room on fire.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah,
and his laptop is over. You can actually see the bottom right. That's where his laptop. That's what he used to run his setup.
That's actually where Benjamin Franklin wrote the Independence.
I kind of like that. It's kind of like
Declaration.
he goes from like future to past.
Yeah, I just said Independence Declaration, so that's an American saying right there. And I'm pretty sure Benjamin Franklin did not write that, but I just felt like
he was nowhere near that.
I just feel like it was pretty sick with that desk and those Edison bulbs and sitting there with his pen.
Much like the hell did you just say?
Sitting there with his MacBook back in the day.
Yeah.
Like, let me go on Facebook and see what George is up to. But hey, Independence Declaration's my favorite. Fuck the Declaration of Independence. But yeah, I mean, this is, I think the canvas is what kills me. Because, like, that, he's got the full leaves to the left, and then above here, he's like, there's always hope.
But this one's unique in its own way. Because no one has that. Because usually the city skyline, like we saw.
Yeah, no one has that because every time they look at it, they're like, who would actually buy that?
I like it.
Of course.
And a lot of people are agreeing with me, so.
Really? Hey, 1 in chat if you like that, and 2 in chat if you think something better could go there. Like another 6-string bass. Anyways, cable management's awesome. No, it's a really cool setup. I'm just being a dick.
He got first place for a reason. He improved.
Hey, whoever types the one's getting it back. You! Anyways,
let's go to the next
Wait, Kurt said Independence Declaration signed by good old Mon Jancock. I like that. All right, next setup is submitted by... Oh, we gotta get going. Keneth, 15, loves the color orange, but ironically not the fruit. Went into details saying he's not spoiled. He worked a summer job and bought most of the things in his room. He said he's going to be adding more above the wall. Okay, that's my biggest complaint with this setup. I like that you have orange everywhere. It kind of feels like fall, and fall's coming up. I'm a little excited.
So you better get this party started.
I really
Fall's
do like.
I'm
a huge fan of fall. I'm excited for that coming up. You know, the whole pumpkin thing though throws me off because it's like, it's very.
Yeah, because you submitted back in like February, so it's like...
Yeah, I just can't imagine it being like Valentine's Day and you're like, you want to see my pumpkin, Bubba? Well, actually, that's a good pickup line. But...
you want to see my pumpkin?
I just think that the whole room is like very interesting. Like the cable management from what we can see is great, so kudos there. The far back photo of the whole room, it's like, I like that you did get one orange wall. Like, it's actually really cool, and I like that it's over there with the posters, your bed, your bedspread's like, what the?
Not orange.
I mean, there's
a little orange, but...
That's like a retro color, the brown with the...
Sure.
That's kind of like a Pimp My Setup-ish retro look.
It's true, yeah.
But yeah, I think it's cool and stuff, but there's still things that are missing, you know. Speakers is something I always talk about. Headphone stand or something like that would be nice. This is actually the desk I used to have from
back in the day.
Staples, Ultra, Outro.
You had it downstairs?
Yeah, that's the one I had. It had different knobs, but dude, I thought I was so cool when I finally got this. I was like, oh my god, I'm so cool. And I remembered like thinking back to how it felt huge, and now I look at that and I'm like, my god, you can't even move. And yeah, it's a little underwhelming, obviously, for the walls and stuff like that, but it's cool. It's a nice setup. There's not really much to say. I kind of find it weird you have red LEDs, but I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, that's life. So, yeah, do you have anything you want to say for him?
Yeah, the wall over here, you know, it's orange wall and all that's cool, but I feel like it's missing something in the middle. That's all.
Yeah.
Just a little something, something. It doesn't have to be the same size as the two posters, left and right. Maybe something like a canvas poster to go in the middle.
Maybe pumpkin decal.
Pumpkin decal blends into the wall because it's also orange, but yeah, sure.
It's a good thing you said that. All right, next setup submitted by Joey's28. He's a .NET software developer. He uses it for some personal development projects. He's recording music, mainly acoustic guitar, uses skateboard and some tech decks, and he's also said he's a big game enthusiast. But he doesn't consider himself a gamer too much because he only plays Call of Duty and Mario. He has PS4 next to his bed and he plays COD on the monitor. He doesn't have a PC game at all. Future plans are to replace the phone with LED panels on the wall, and he also plans on getting more electronic music equipment to expand his setup. Now, you might be looking at this saying, that doesn't line up with anything you just read, Matt. It's because that's the old goddamn photo. Everyone stop, okay? Hammer time. No, seriously, there it is. That's the new setup. I mean, obviously, a world of a difference.
Sure.
I mean, just crazy. But that doesn't mean it's going to get a 10 out of 10 from me.
And he said he's probably not got a great score, but he wants to see what.
Yeah, damn right, Joe. I think what's cooler is this photo. You know, like you get to see he's like bachelor pad, just chilling, smoking that good kush.
Townsend University, baby.
Yeah, okay.
I had some friends go there.
Yeah,
eat a dick.
All right, producer Tom with his feedback of the day. But really, taking a look at the first photo. The things that I'm obviously going to critique are just outside out of mind. The left part of the little dresser drawer thing right there is just complete overkill. You know, obviously you like to suck in on the air duster, compressed air or whatever, which is great, but you got to put that somewhere else. You don't want people knowing about the addiction. But all that stuff is just definitely overkill. Would you at least agree with that?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, that's probably just taking the picture right when he got off doing whatever music production
so
he was
stop
doing.
giving him a free pass.
Yeah, no, it needs to be cleaned up.
Yes. Yeah, don't say he was probably just working on over there.
Yeah, just let him have that.
No. And then, obviously, little things like the controller for the PlayStation, LED remote. You could easily, I think for you, an under desk mount would be sick for that. Or even just controller stand that goes near the PC, something like that would be nice. And definitely put the LED under the desk or whatever with Velcro. The actual desk part itself is pretty cool, all this audio equipment, which... Yeah, I mean, it's cool. The peripherals and stuff, very, very interesting. I like all the little thingamajiggies. I like the tablet and stuff, and the screen is just gorgeous. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And he was saying the foam is going to be LED panels, so it's like those stupid ass things that people. Well, I mean those really cool things that Joe's going to put up on his wall, and it's going to look so good. I never really liked those things, but I think with his setup, it would actually work because he's white on white on white on white on white. So at least this would add like a huge punch of color to the photo, which would be really nice. Yeah, like literally every time you look at it, Jesus Christ, that's a cool setup. But yeah, I mean it is pretty cool. The PC is awesome, but everyone's saying there's no GPU. Well, did you fucking listen to me when I read the email?
PC game.
He literally does not own one PC game. So
he plays on the PS4 near his bed.
Why would he get like a 1080? And he's like, I have a 1080, but I don't need it. I mean, obviously, if he was doing other stuff like video editing, or whatever, I'd be like, bro, you should still probably get one. But he says he's a software developer, so he doesn't really have a need for it. But it is definitely odd looking in there and seeing like such a beautiful case with like really nice cable management and stuff like that. And there's no graphics card. Like, it's just kind of weird. It is. But yeah, you could still, and like a lot of people are saying, you could still get something like a 1050 or whatever. But I mean, if the built-in graphics card is graphics is working for him, then you know, just okay. Congratulations. And then let's say congratulations, dude. I want the mariachi version to be real. Anyways, Tom, this yay or nay or hey.
Honestly, yeah, the Signum's holding a lot of stuff. I feel like it might just collapse in on itself. But other than that, it's like, is that like a headphone wire, I'm guessing, off to the left? So, like, that's the only thing that's really sticking out for me. Yeah.
What about the right leg?
The right leg, yeah, but I feel like maybe it could be adjusted a little bit. I just feel like he's probably moving a lot of stuff in and out with music and all that. It's probably the best he can do.
You're way too nice, dude.
I'm just saying, like, yeah, it does look a little messy, but there's a lot of stuff in the Signum for a reason, because he has a lot of stuff going on.
You got to learn to disperse. Keep only the most important, big, large, girthy items in the Signum.
He's got a lot of girthy items in there.
And then, you know, mounting power strips at the bottom of the desk works as well. Feed the cables through the Signum. You can also get a raceway so that all the cables go, and then go, and then they go, beep, beep. You know what I'm saying? So that would definitely be in your best interest. I definitely would not be wrapping the cables around the leg like you're trying to get an alligator down. Like, croaky, mate! It's a big one. So I definitely probably wouldn't do that.
Rest in peace.
Also, it looks like you have a squatty potty thingamajig as your footrest. Very interesting choice. But you do what you got to do. So yeah, I think cable management was one of your biggest problems for me. Theme was a big problem for me as well. But it's still a great setup. Now, next setup, final setup of the day, submitted by Anthony16. You set up for gaming, and he knows that you can see all the wires through to his glass desk. He wants to know how to hide his cables or just do anything he can to improve. Now, you might be saying to yourself, if you look at the first photo, Matt, this is the before photo, right? No, this is the legitimate submitted photo. Was this a fast pass? No. Damn right it's not. This is a fucking shit fest. Well, he did say, you know, it's a glass desk. How can he hide the cables? Like, is there just a way to hide them? Yeah, it's called being Houdini. What the fuck do you... No, you can't just make them disappear with a glass desk, you know?
But I feel like he's not even hiding, like, them in general.
Well, he's not even trying. I mean, look at the bottom right side. He's got, like... What are those little water shoes? I don't even know what that is. Know. He's got like games and...
A Nerf dart on the floor.
Yeah, like a glove. Oh, the glove didn't fit! You know, there's just so much... random shit going it's I don't like to say this because it could be offensive to some people, but this is literal cancer. I mean, the computer case looks like some shitty sci-fi movie. Sorry to Cyberpower PC. I don't know if they actually make the case, but all I can say is that's absolute garbage. I definitely at least put it to the right side so you get full usability of it. The left little nightstand piece also is just whatever. I get a brand new desk. You have all the room in the world for it, so definitely do something with that. Gaming zone, no noobs.
And no pain, no gain.
What does this button do? Does that really what it's... That's... Okay. And don't you like how the sign actually says, this means you? So you're talking shit about yourself. Oh, God. Yeah, I have, like... such a hatred for this. The monitor riser, the little cradle of aviation.
Cradle of aviation.
Newton's law of physics. I don't fucking know.
One marker for his board.
Yeah, just the mouse over there, just everything on the keyboard tray. It's just literal cancer. Draw me a picture and
of your better setup.
Yeah, on your whiteboard. Have a good time with that. Seriously though, this is literal cancer, and
just get a new desk, dude. It's obviously probably something you didn't think of back when you first got the desk, but once you get that new desk, put everything on the same desk like the Xbox and the PC maybe if it has room for it, then you'll be fine. Then work on cable management. Then you'll actually have a desk that works with your cable management.
Preach. Someone just said, why even have a whiteboard? Whiteboards are actually awesome if you are looking to be productive and you want something that keeps you on task and remembering the main important things. I actually recommend them. I wish I had a good spot for one in my setup. Not like a little bitch ass one that's like has the calendar already written on it or whatever. You have to get yourself a legit whiteboard. They're so sick. They really, honestly, like I said, I wish I had one. Which is actually cool. If you go to like Home Depot, you can buy a huge thing of whiteboard material for super cheap, and then you can cut it up and make it work for your. Anyways, Tom's already skipping to the setup, so I guess you're gonna do it.
You were talking.
Okay, yeah, but people are saying that's a bad spot for it. Obviously, the whole setup is just in a bad spot. It's just bad. But now it's time for the scores. Max scored a 10. Tom scored 72. Joonas scored a 70. Sam with a 76. Oliver with a 94. Kenneth with a 78. Joe with a 74. And Anthony with a 38. Damn, that sucks. So there you go. Guys, thanks so much for watching this episode of Pimp, episode number 256, recorded live on August 9, 2017. My name is my affiliate. Follow me on Twitter. My affiliate, that's Thomas, at Thomas Philly on Twitter. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you on the Friday bonus stream for Patreon supporters and Twitch subscribers. Until then, if you're not going to go there because you're a little piece of shit, I'll see you on Sunday.